Hey guys, how's it going? It's your favorite fish here, and today we're going to talk about my thoughts on something that's been taking place within the last 24 hours in this community. And that is in regards to the Elite Dungeon bug abusers. So if you're unfamiliar, yesterday during the live stream where they announced the wishes and everything, there was a very short period of time where they had mentioned that the bug abusers have been issued both 2-week temporary bans and some of them have received permanent bans. And so, looking into this a little bit further, it looks like the criteria to meet a temporary ban seems to be if you completed like 2 or less full ECBs, 2 or less crossbows, right? Which right off the bat is like that. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a pessimist, but like this, I don't understand where we draw the line. That's ultimately going to be the point I'm trying to make today, is where does everybody start to realize that like something structurally is kind of broken here. So I drafted a video way back when about the bug abuse, and I had it up for a little while and all was fine there, but I decided to take it down because I wasn't fully versed in the topic and I didn't necessarily know what I was talking about. However, now that the bug has been eliminated and these players have been issued punishments, let's talk a little bit about how they came to the conclusion to give people temporary bans for this. So let me just set this as I tend to think about it. I give you the choice. I can give you 6 billion GP right now, but you can't play the game for the next 2 weeks. How many of you are going to do that? For some of you, the answer is probably going to be no. You have a bit of integrity. You can make more GP than that, whatever the case may be, right? But for an overwhelming majority of players, I would be willing to bet the answer is hell yeah. Let's get on this. Give me my money. I'll see you in 2 weeks, right? And that's ultimately what I'm having such a problem with this whole issue is like, you draw the line at 2 crossbows. People basically glitched 2 crossbows into the game, or however many. That's forgetting a whole bunch of issues here for a second. People were basically able to bug abuse 6 billion GP, or 5 billion, or whatever the prices were at the time, into the game, and that is a small impact to the economy and the gameplay experience for everybody else. 6 billion GP. There were perm bans given out way in the past for way less than this. The most notable one that I could find on Reddit was somebody had exposed from like, I think it was like 2009 or something like that, this penguin glitch where people were able to stockpile a whole bunch of penguin points, turn them all in at once, and you got a couple million gold and some XP or something like that. And these people were given freaking permanent bans for a couple million gold and some XP. But you bring us into 2021 where the game, is trying to find its own way and we're trying to recruit new players and the community at large is kind of like all up in the air right now. You have a game-breaking bug that takes place over the course of an entire year, like more than a year. This bug has been out for freaking forever. You have all this time to go ahead and exploit it. Finally, YouTubers start making enough noise about this, and all of a sudden the issue is in the spotlight, and then from there you're forced to take action. Cool. We expected these people to get permanent bans, right? But to issue a temporary ban? What is the point of even issuing a temporary ban at this point? Like, I'm not trying to be ultra critical of Jagex. I definitely think the community at large tends to complain an unnecessary amount. That's just my own personal opinion. Nothing against anybody. It's just what I see. I understand that JMods try to do their jobs to the best of their ability, but as this is like not something you can point at one particular person. This is just the company culture as a whole. Feels like they just really don't care. I mean, you see this all the time. You see this with things like server crashes and game freezes and bug abuse and real world trading and botting. That's becoming an ever more popular issue. And there is nothing except for in a 5-second clip during a live stream, we get, oh yeah, the bug abusers has been taken care of. What do you mean by that? That makes absolutely no sense. The game used to have a lot of integrity, right? There used to be a shred of responsibility on Jagex's side. If something went wrong and people were proven to have been abusing something that was unintentional, they were taken care of. They were removed from the game, which makes the community at large a better place. But now you have people standing in the Grand Exchange, quick chatting their 20 plus crossbow pieces, as referenced by a Reddit post that I will show here on screen. I can't confirm this, but like, I'm just going off of the reality that this is probably what is actually happening. Supposedly, there are people out there who have gotten way huge amounts of KC. They farmed as much gold as they possibly could during this period where the bug abuse was live and received a temporary ban. So, like, what? They half did what we expected them to do, which seems like the case all the time. They're half doing things that we want. And it's not that hard to get it together. Pull together a proper punishment, remove them from the game. That's as simple as it gets, man. You don't get to access everything you had prior. There might be rollbacks that come back in the future and blah, blah, blah. You should not be keeping your account at this point. You knowingly broke the rules. You knowingly tried to farm as much GP as you could to put yourself ahead of everybody else. You knowingly manipulated the market, and still you're coming back to the game. So when the next bug rolls around, guess who's going to take advantage of it, because they know now that it's okay. And if that is the way forward, if players can break the rules and players can bot in real world trade and blah, 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 let's just remove them from the freaking rules. All of us normal players can just start taking advantage of them too. I mean, in my mind, it's like I know it's a small majority of people that did this. They said it was hundreds of players, not thousands, which is like something we should cheer about, apparently. And I understand that the temptation was there to do this if you knew the method. And I get why some people did it. It was free gold, right? And these players don't care about the game. They don't care about the health of the game or all the new players that are coming in. But like, if we want this game to survive, something needs to be looked at here. For a healthy community to thrive and us foster growth in the game and grow our YouTube channels and grow the game and our clan size and blah, 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 by attracting new players to the game, we need to take care of the things that make the game bad. And in my eyes, that boils straight down to these players. So I don't see any excuse for being as lenient on them as they were. There's no reason for that. These players should have been permanently banned. End of story. If you did like one or two and you're like, oh, okay, I found this bug, blah, 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 and then you set it off to the side, that's not the kind of bug abuse I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the people who knowingly went back, farmed this thing a couple hours a day while the bug took place or whatever, made an excessive amount of GP off of it, because at the end of the day, 6 billion GP is not a little amount of gold. That takes a long time to freaking grind for. And so you're telling me I could go out there and I can make 10 mil an hour doing X, Y, and Z as a normal player, or I can break the rules, get myself 20 billion GP, and then be on my merry way 2 weeks after the fact. Something just doesn't add up, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not upset. I'm just like, I'm always disappointed at the news that I hear, and I try not to be that way. I want my content to be uplifting and positive and blah, blah, blah. But like, especially while I'm live streaming, all these things get brought up where I'm like, I don't have an answer because I don't want to be the negative guy. But at the end of the day, like, there are so many bad things that we can talk about. And I'm happy they're trying to move things in the right direction with the live streams and the wishes and, you know, really trying to address that they screwed up with the lockout. That all is fine. But like, it seems like the priority was retaining the membership of those couple hundred players versus just taking them out of the game. And like, that's poison. That's what does it in for communities. You know, the entire community just becomes okay with this kind of activity, and that's not something I want to see personally. So anyways, those are my thoughts about that. Sorry for the rant, but like, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit and, you know, put my point of view out there. I don't know what to say anymore. Super kind of depressing, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.